Okay, continuing forward. Now, there was another person that had disappeared. This was in 1975, Charles McCullar, and he went to what's the name of the park? He went out to do photography.
An old aspiring photographer was drawn to the majestic Crater Lake National Park.
Crater Lake National Park. Now, in this case, I got a lot of the same cards as I got for these abductions, but I do not feel this was an abduction. They did finally find very odd things. They didn't find a body. They found bones, and but it was a very, very odd happening. And so his family felt that he was murdered. I don't feel that at all. So what I got in his case, this was again 1975, many, many years ago, but Charles McCullar encountered a tower moment, okay? Things came crashing down for this young man. He struggled. He had a struggle with what was being given. Now, where he was at, there was a lot of snowfall. And so that was going on at that point. He went out to do photography. Going into it, he wanted to get to a calmer place. He was moving, okay? He was moving. And what we had above it going into it was a new action. And they haven't gotten the card of the theft, which I had in the other things. But in this case, I think this was his mental takeaway. Things he could take and things leave behind. This was about his assessment of things. Underneath of it, we had the death, and we had the same cards again. We had the death, and we had this judgment. But in this case, I think his death happened because of his misjudgment of things, because above it we have the mental takeaway. And going into it, the challenge was that this was just too strong for him. Because he felt tied up. And I think this is just mental constriction on his part. Because he did what? The back roads, the back journey. I think he took a wrong way. He took some back area. He became depressed. I think he was lost, could not find his way again, and he succumbed to the cold. Because underneath of it all, we had this was his journey. He was trying to move, but I feel in his case that it was just confusion. He got out there, he took a wrong way, got lost out there, very heavy snow drifts. They said when they found his clothing, that he had, the clothing were laid out there, and it was like he had taken off his clothing. They didn't find the jacket or anything like that, so they suspect possibly it could have been hypothermia, where you feel hot and you take off your clothes. So it was just an odd thing, and what I get from it, again, that he faced a confusion, got lost, tried to find his way, but he got very disorientated, and then just succumbed to what was taking place. Because we're going to break it down by subject again. So this was the grounded activity, what was happening. And I think this was what was coming. He wasn't prepared, wasn't really prepared. And this was what was coming from the weather system, etc. He didn't have enough provisions out there, or navigating equipment, anything like that, okay? So mentally, what we have in here, he was going out and was going to try to look for a better area, trying to move. Again, I think the takeaway, where this is about his takeaway, what he thought he could carry, what he had, what was left behind. This was his mental assessment. And unfortunately, he was confused. He got mentally tied up. He could not think rationally or clearly, got into depression, and then he succumbed. He succumbed to the cold, okay? Because why? He traveled a back road, okay? He went into the wilderness and I think, again, got lost. When it comes to the actions, this was something he struggled with, and this was something new that came about. Now, underneath of it, we look at the driving force. This was a tower moment for him that ended in death because of his judgment and the strength of the situation. And underneath of it all, this was about his journey, where he was going to. So I think in this case, in 1975, McCullar went out to take pictures of this beautiful area. He got disorientated, turned around, did not have what he really needed, did not have a way to navigate, got lost, made wrong assessments, became confused, hypothermia set in, and he succumbed to the elements out there. Unfortunate thing. He was a young man. I think he was in his 20s. So I'm going to leave that here at Crater Lake. Beautiful area, but what a tragic happening with this young man.